Welcome to a new episode of Single Chain Stories, the podcast for musicians, artists, and creatives. My name is Miles Kundra, and as always, with me is my wonderful friend Mordio. How are you, buddy? What's going on?
Man, just come back yesterday from Spain, visit a friend.
Went to a festival, I heard?
Yeah, they organized it and dealing there. A lot of rounds. Nice. I saw human pyramids. Crazy.
Oh, okay, crazy.
Yeah. they just climb up on each other, I think, 4 floors. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Met a lot of nice, interesting artists, and it was really nice to see the ambient scene with a Function One in like little villages outside from Barcelona, not just all in Barcelona. It was cool.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds great.
How are you doing?
Did you get inspired?
Absolutely. Man, the music I was so happy that every piece of music I hear was just like mind-blowing good. So I was like, It was mainly ambient and texture music, but it was also really good. And also then we danced in one village, dub techno. Really, really cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That sounds good.
And
sounds really good. Yeah. Been busy doing this and that, the creative life and also dealing with kind of like all the other stuff that comes at you when you run your own little business. You know the deal. But yeah, I won't complain. It's all good. It's all good. And we also have a creative topic today because we want to look at our 3 favorite ways to create music right now. We just want to share each 3 techniques, what we like to do to come up with ideas. And we share that. And we should also have audio because I have my Ableton Live connected. So we technically should be able to recreate at least some of the ideas. Let's see.
I hope we can hear everything and everything's good. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Everyone knows the fucking audio routing can kill you sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
Modulation
can
matrix
be really a nightmare.
And audio routings are...
Don't get me started. It's crazy. Actually, speaking about starting, do you want to start? Should I start?
That was good. That one was really good. Oh, my God. Schnick, schnack, schnuck.
All right, let's do it.
Schnick, schnack, schnuck.
Schnack, schnuck.
With delay, eh?
Schnick, schnack, schnuck.
No way. Schnick.
Okay, schnick, schnack,
schnuck.
schnuck.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Are you serious?
Okay.
With delay?
Schnick, schnack, schnuck.
Of course. So you decide. I start. You start.
I can start.
Oh, Lord, okay.
Start. That's
perfect.
No pressure on you. So actually, the first thing that I've been doing recently is very simple. Actually, in Ableton Live, and you can do this, I know, on a lot of other devices. Is just randomizing macros. So what I've done is, since a couple of updates, I think in Ableton Live, if you build an instrument rack, you can not only map 8 macros, but 16. And I don't know in which version they added this actually, but they now have a randomize button on the top right, which can really completely mess up your sound. So I create an instrument rack with a couple of effects. So here I have a phasing lead, which sounds a little bit like this. And I have everything mapped from amp attack, amp decay over to envelopes, filter cutoff. But then also from the 2 effects that I use, a phaser and a delay, I have mapped kind of like the phaser spread, the modulation frequency, the amount, the feedback. And I'll just click now randomize and see what we get. Okay, of course, nothing. Oh, okay.
Yeah. My last pack is based on that idea, literally.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like how to make some cool sweet spots and you can just randomize them.
Yeah. Just fun stuff.
That's the phaser, right? Using it like a synth.
Yeah, that's the phaser.
Ah, fuck, you steal one of my tricks.
Ah, shit. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I will go on.
But you kind of like, you get the idea.
Yeah.
But it's like, you can create so much fun stuff with that. It's really great. Just click randomize over and over again, or if you're using, I don't know, any synthesizer, you can basically do the same. That's pretty easy, but actually gets you some really cool sounds to get started with.
Yeah, that's a good one for my one, because actually that's a great idea from my side too, when you put like randomness on modulation kind of uncontrolled, but in a controlled range. And to get a control range, I'm using sequencers, because for like techno music that works really well in my case, because it's sequencer based music already. So I like to have a sequencer that I can map on, I don't know, like everything actually. That's the idea, right? And then what I like to do is like I using an operator, for example. And I don't know if you want to build that for a quick moment, actually.
I can try.
We could do that.
Let's give it a try. I'm just loading up a MIDI track. Let me know what you need. Okay, you need an operator.
Then I would say, do you have any sequencer you can map? Like, you have module,
Sting?
right? You have module.
I have module, yeah.
Yeah, use module.
Okay, then module.
Comes with diad. A lot of people ask me in the comments constantly when I use it. It's diad on force, and it's just, it comes with the device itself. The thing is built out of those little mini devices, and my favorite mini device is actually the module, where you can just have a sequence going on of 8 steps, maybe, for example. Like you make
should I just program something in, or should I use Sting for that?
I would say, use Sting to sequence the operator with a random sequence, whatever. Like we just have, let's say we have a sequence going on with a synthesizer, like the operator. There we are. Wonderful. And now you use module like 3 times, give them different sequences, and map them to the oscillators.
Oh, okay.
Like oscillator 1
got it.
Gets nothing, but oscillator 2, 3, and 4 gets on the volume like a sequence. And then you play with the oscillators a bit, with the filter and envelope.
Let's see. I just create now 3 random sequences and map the first one now to oscillator 1.
No, 2. Leave the first one blank for the Sting. You have a bass note, and then a different stuff goes on top. It's important that there are different numbers and different sequencers than like all the same, because then it's not so, the wow effect is not so big.
Okay, so this is the first one.
Then the second sequence, second one.
And the third one.
The third one, so what means like oscillator 2, 3, and 4 are mapped now.
Yeah, or B, C, and D, how they call them in operator. True. Yeah.
And you see how you get like sequences going on this modulation of overtones that getting in. And now you can just play with that. And I think this gives me a lot of random ideas that I would never came up with, because everything is based on sequences. That's something I do a lot with everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Gives me this modular vibes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Put that in a reverb.
Okay. Yeah. Let's give it a go.
Now you have like 303 chill out, lo-fi vibes.
Yeah.
What a reverb. I asked for a little reverb and you put it into this like cosmos.
I'm just seeing, I think this one here is a little...
Yeah, like a hybrid reverb, just in the basic, like you don't have to do anything. Just put a hybrid reverb on it for a moment and give it like, I don't know, 50% or less.
Let's do that.
You created like just a pad out of it.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was just throwing a rack on the send return track. So that was actually This is for this one. And this is now hybrid reverb.
The vibe.
Yeah, it's nice.
I do this in the beginning of a session a lot of times, just to get this like groove going on. And now I hear, do I make a breakbeat? I will make a techno track? Like I'm free to choose after I get the idea, and not like today I need to make techno, you know? I think you need one element first that gives you an idea. And sequencers are like my favorite way to go for that.
Cool. That's great.
Nice one.
I love it.
So.
Nice one. All right. So, I think my second one is actually a device I've been using since a long time in Ableton, and that's the probability arp. I'm a big fan of arpeggiators. I just love to play different chords through arpeggiators and see what sequences I can get. But usually kind of like if you press a note, like, whoops, sorry. I'm still on the wrong track. Here we go. So this is just kind of like a regular minor arp, nothing special. But what I really like about the probability arp is that 2 things. First, it has a kind of like a gate sequencer where you can basically choose that notes in the arpeggiator are muted. So I can just now mute stuff, and then it sounds like this. so that it gives you some rhythmic variation.
Can
What's
you make
even
the
cooler
delay
is
off for a moment? So I'm
oh yeah, of
getting it-
course.
I'm getting it better, right? What's happening?
Yeah. Let me just turn that off and also.
Okay, so that's the sequence when you have app.
Yeah, that's the regular sequence, and then if you mute some notes, it can sound like this.
What do you mean with mute notes? Like you have a probability for some notes?
Exactly. You have a kind of like a sequencer that shows you kind of like 8 steps, and you can then mute some of these 8 steps to create rhythmic variations, which I think is really fun. But what's actually even cooler is you have a probability section where you can kind of like say how much probability should be on the arpeggiator's rate, on the style, on the length, and on the octaves. So basically, whenever a tone hits, there's a certain probability that the rate changes, that the style of the arpeggiator changes, so that we don't have an upwards arpeggiator, but for example, an downwards or converging. And I'll just bring up the amount slightly, and then you can hear the difference. So this is the regular pattern. And now I'm bringing up the amount. And then with some delay, you can actually create some really nice sequences out of that.
Yeah,
and then obviously when you
it's
play
also
some
like
different chords.
A cool generator, right?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
like recording into audio and finding a good loop.
Exactly. You just record in a couple of different chords that you like. So this is just C minor and an F minor. But it already gives you some really nice random variations. And that's just super simple, just a few controls. And yeah, you get these different arps. And the cool thing is when you kind of like some stuff, then I usually also have a MIDI channel running, and then I just record some of the MIDI notes. And when there's a sequence that I really like and want to emphasize further on, I just take the MIDI sequence and take the arpeggiator out, and then use that as kind of like an ongoing melodic arpeggiator. Two in one.
I like to do that. Yeah, I like to do that also. Like I remember I did like a trap track one day, like super, and I did like crazy bass line, but it literally was just taking the MIDI notes from my kick, you know, and then I changed them up with like a mix up from the drums that I also played. So it was the bass, like the 808s, you know, there was like having weird pitches because of a drum rack, but it was always on the same hit like the drums, so it became like really good together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
That's cool, actually. Nice. I forget that sometimes, you know, that you take the MIDI notes from a device that you just built for that device, and then
super
you just
easy.
Switch them up to some other device and make chords or something.
Yeah, that's something I actually also do a lot.
Okay, let's use your sequence here that you just play.
Okay.
And I would say you just put a phaser on, because I feel like I need to push again just the fucking phaser and how crazy you can go with it. Phasing really is in a way like a light offset of everything, right? So it's not like so small that it's not getting out like a delay out of sync. It's just so close to each other that it's phase. What is kind of like a third oscillator that generates, right? We know that's from FM. And that's an overtone that is oscillating. So we're hearing a third element. And that's why I believe a phaser is a full synthesizer, if you know what you put through it. I think it's one of the underrated effects on planet Earth. And if you have a nice stereo phaser, for example, and we have in Ableton a really nice stereo phaser, I mean, just go for it. I would say you put the phaser on, play the chord, maybe with the sting on now, and see what sting is doing when the arpeggiator before, you know, or after.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. Let's get a little bit explorative. All right, let's get sting 2 on.
Yeah, sting 2 first, and then the arpeggiator after.
Arpeggiator afterwards. All right, let's see what we get. I think I need to turn off the
sting is a lot of times very deep, so you can put the root note up if you want.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Transpose it by 12 semitones, or maybe even 24. I think. Okay. Already getting some.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Whatever. Randomness. We don't need to make that too long. Now you put a phaser on it and give him. Also, just give him a little bit of like amount, 100%, a little bit of feedback, maybe 35, 40%. And then we hear that already. And notches maybe like 3 or 4.
Okay, notch is on 4. All right.
Okay.
Then feedback.
And then all the good stuff. And then with the and then with the center, you find the frequency range you want to actually make weird stereo image with.
Maybe a little bit. Let's make this a little bit lower.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like make it chorus synth out of it.
Nice.
And when you then put that through, like again, like seeing this as a sound source, as a new sound source, and then put effects on that, it's crazy. And it gives you always this like little bit like, and that is
especially
really
when you put the frequency very low, right, on the feedback.
It depends on what goes through, but yeah. And then you can make a lot of notches, for example. It's just 64 or something.
Yeah,
that stuff.
Also put it through reverb.
Yeah,
I mean,
nice.
listen, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Now it's a metallic FM synthesizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see? You can get this like really underwater worlds, but you also can like kind of granular
really cool.
your synth, like your drums or something, you know?
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Nice one. I'm happy
Moving
that I showed you also some stuff.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I use phaser quite a lot, but actually I've never played around, I have to say, with the notches. And the cool thing is I just see in the visual representation. Yeah, I usually just leave it at 4 and then I play around with the center and with the spread, but I never brought up the notches, especially not so much.
Okay, when you say
it's
that
like
to
the difference is huge.
Do you know that you can open the phaser on the side up?
Yes, I know that. Yeah,
open it.
I've seen that.
And then make the representation is like this, right? You have a triangle and then a next
triangle. Yeah.
You can take this with the degrees, like 180 or something.
Okay.
And you can ping them like really close to each other, so they're like almost like overdubbing, but they look like a delay.
Got it.
Do that, then they oscillate even
like
more.
This. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have it now.
And then give them a different shape, like an up shape. You know, you have an envelope for them.
Where is it? Saw up? Is it
Morph,
this one?
maybe? I don't know. Or saw up.
I'm just checking rectangle. Okay.
Yeah, you see? So it's a proper synthesizer now. You can go deep into it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, that's awesome. I've sometimes used the LFO on some stuff, but I've actually never used this opening thing. That's crazy.
And now imagine you put that also with the first trick that I showed. So you sequenced all of these things that you got touch right now. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a full synthesizer.
Yeah.
And it's nothing more from your arpeggiation.
From the original
sequence,
sound. Yeah.
Because you just need random triggers that do something and have a maybe cool dub chord playing or something.
That's awesome.
And then you can always go with wet try and, you know, get both. Just laser sounds on top.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you see? Full worlds to explore.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Definitely need to check that out, especially the trick with bringing the phase of the two signals very close to each other. That's a really good one because it makes a huge difference.
Yes. It's like having all elements like 70% more mono than everything on 100. Also a big trick in mixing I do a lot of times because actually just the element you want to have bright, you put a little bit brighter than 100 and then you have this huge contrast for the brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
You have your last one, right?
Yes, the last one. Let's see what we have here.
You have to do this more often. That's fun.
Absolutely. That's great, especially when we have the audio here.
Yeah.
So for this one, I've basically just loaded a break.
A break. We love the breaks.
We love the breaks. And one thing I recently discovered, which I really like, is in RAW, is the feedback mode. The feedback.
You call it raw.
Routing mode. Raw.
Raw. I hate that. Every time in every video, I'm getting jokes about me because I say raw.
Raw. Okay, raw.
Yeah, I think I'm losing it with this device. I love it so much, but I hate to say it. So,
yeah, the name is weird. Raw. Write it in the comments
Yeah,
what you think.
please. We need help here.
We need help. We're dying. How to pronounce that?
Yeah.
And yeah, what I like to do there is use the feedback mode and set it to note, so that you basically can kind of like tune even a percussive sequence. I mean, I'm not sure if the break now works on that, but let's just give it a try. The only thing you have to do is then you have your direct and your feedback signal. Let's just bring up the feedback signal with the amount.
Good.
And now, oh, I'm sorry, that was loud.
Yeah.
But actually, you get some, and then you can kind of like tune that. That's a G. That's an A. That's a C. And if you tune it very low, you get some really crazy artifacts stuff.
Resampling.
Yeah, exactly. I've actually used that in my last video when you gave me the homework with the 909. I wanted to create a bass line and I thought, how could I do that? So I just copied basically the kick drum from the track, and then I just played 16 notes, so you have sequence, and then I put this on it and pitched it like 1 octave down, so that it was kind of like playing in the tone of A, and this gave me this rumbling bass in the tone of A. Then I filtered it with an auto filter, and I already had a bass line, some sidechaining on it to pump to the kick,
you just
and
need frequencies.
you're done. Yeah, it's super easy. And this one is a very easy way to create frequencies out of percussive sounds.
Yeah, you can have like a sample or percussion sounds, and that groove will be then a melody kind of based on that movement of that envelopes that are recorded. The recorded audio will be the envelope for the feedback that you then can tune. Yeah, that's like a new sound source you're creating there too. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Nice.
Yeah, I think
when your last one?
Started it with Raw in the beginning. I think I was also much more in the feedback session and played with that. That was really cool. I did one video on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
Really fun on it. My last one is actually you don't have to show, or you can. I mean, we don't need to do that. Ableton is based on that, so it's okay. But I wanted also have something for the hardware people, because I mean your audience is hardware people. My audience also some are hardware people for sure. I have this like little machine, the S4. It's a sampler, a 4-channel sampler with some granular and effects, so it's quite cool. And it's a full sound, and I like to have the soundscapes. What I actually want to say is you have one device that you really, really love, and you take that and you put it to a looper. There's complex loopers like this one, but there are also like really simple looper, like from Boss, for example. There's a looper that you can loop, and then you can overdub, and that's it. And then you have a volume for that loop. So if you want to fade it out, fade it in, that's it. That thing is a no-brainer when you have a device that you really love, because I was now in Spain and I did a little jam with Javi, one really talented artist also, and he used also the S4. So we did the S8 move, right? We jammed, but he put between a looper, it was the mood on J-Spliss, but it's like a delay looper, so like a little bit more, but just a looper itself gives you the possibility to loop what you're just playing, then put that as the only sound and go down with the sounds of the other machine. And in this moment, you can change the patch, do things that you need to do that no one can hear, and fade them back in, start overdubbing, and having like a constant dialogue with two machines. And I realized actually how smart this is, and how I was not seeing this for a long time actually. And I'm slowly started in Ableton to go to this direction. That's why also I have this blooper here from J-Spliss. It's an old device that I bought one day for my guitar jams just. But with that one, you can also just loop stuff, and then have also like filter and making like really tape emulation vibes sounds, you know. And I want to put that also through that thing. But we got the mood, and it was like a delay looper, and he just got like a loop going on of all my noises and stuff that I put, but like long enough with overdubs on random moments, so they overdub in also off beats kind of.
Okay.
And then it becomes this like kind of world of the same frequency and keys that we just played. So you don't hear that it's just now the loop and my stuff is fading out. You just hear the sounds, right? And he goes wet try 100% in that moment. I loading a new patch that I designed very, very carefully for weeks, you know, and just just having like one of my albums playing back, but you didn't hear it because he started overdubbing again when I faded in just some brackets or something, you know? And then we get this like really nice textures that constantly was going on. And then I realized actually how underrated looper actually are. I will go deep on that topic soon because I want to get like a proper looper.
Looking forward.
Yeah. But I wanted to put that in because this is like knowledge I just found out yesterday, to be honest.
Cool.
Because yesterday
that's nice.
we had
So very
jam.
fresh.
Yeah, very fresh.
Yeah.
I want to explore that in this moment because I feel like with the hardware, I want to have like jams and no screens. So you want to have something you can go back to back, like A-B, constantly going on. And then someone tells you, yo, you're playing since 2 hours, can you stop? And not just like, fuck, how I get like 1 hour full, you know?
Yeah. You just do it in the moment. Yeah, that's actually something. I mean, the microcosm that I'm using, it also has a looper. And to be honest, I've never really gotten into it because this looper also is quite complex. It has some different modes. You can also quantize it to a beat. You can set if the looper is pre-effects or if it's affected by the signal of the microcosm. So it's actually really, really powerful, but I've never really used it. Definitely, yeah.
You should do that.
I think I will.
Use your favorite
I think I
tool.
will.
You know what? No Ableton. You go on your Moog and you put the Moog through the microcosm and you just start looping and fading out the Moog, changing all the patch up. And in that moment, you have just the microcosm playing the Moog and then you fade new frequency in and overdub. Yeah, so you can play with your granular effects and stuff, but the looper you use just to go A-B. That's the idea of it, you know?
Yeah, that's really nice. I think, for that, loopers are just great. I've been looking into that in Ableton, but I think with this machine, I definitely need to explore that. Same as with you, with your looper.
Yeah, like I really want to try this actually when we stop this call and then I have to go to a birthday. But
okay.
Yeah, GG birthday.
Oh, nice. Say happy birthday from me.
I will. Cool. Yeah, and the blooper is in the moment like on my desk and I will connect him and I will figure that out. But I think that's a cool thing because I saw it in the jam and I was realizing, I mean, we did ambient, right? Also like a big difference, of course, but it was playing the stuff so nice together and you could jam forever. And that's something that is sometimes really hard to get.
Yeah, I agree.
You have no arrangement, you just improvise, you know, and it's just constantly A-B, new worlds that you explore. It was really fun.
Yeah, cool. That sounds great. I think that's a good inspiration for a lot of people, including myself.
Yeah, I'm super excited to try that.
Yeah, go for it.
Man, that was cool.
Awesome.
Tricks. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. 6 in total. I think we put in some bonuses here and there. Yeah, I hope everyone... Yeah, very important. I hope everyone enjoyed the episode. If you did, let us know in the comments and let us definitely know how to pronounce
Oh man, yeah, like would be really interesting if you can say something in the comments if you like that format because that was more like sound designy stuff again, right?
Yeah,
or
definitely,
more like...
definitely. And it was just audio, so we don't have a screen recording. If the YouTube people say definitely a screen is needed, we can look into that and see how we could make that happen. But maybe audio works as well.
I mean, you have to see. On Spotify, you can see video, so I don't know.
Yeah,
how it is.
You can.
Let's see.
I'm not sure about Apple Podcasts and Amazon and the other ones. But
there we are again.
Let us know.
The business stuff.
Yeah, there we are again. Don't get us started. All right, cool. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, as always, you know the deal. Support us, spread the word. Signal Chain Stories family. Yeah. We love you. Peace.